Often, a lot of people have issue with prayer, especially when even when they're doing nothing. And maybe the valuable reason that people can say if they are not praying is that maybe they are busy. But then, did you know that the more busy you are, that is when you should pray the most? Because being busy means that you are doing more, and doing more means you're becoming more significant. And that is why you should pray. You don't pray because you're in need, you pray because of your engagement. Okay, so the person that is not being blessed with so much to do is not being blessed because they are not serious in life. But the one that has been busy because they have so much to do is the one that should even pray the more, because you're as you're doing more means you're making impact, and that is you become more significant, and that makes what you're doing too critical, because your influence is extending beyond borders, and the impact you make on one person means a lot. And also your absence also means a lot, or something bad happens means a lot. So, and also what you may be doing might be affecting others. That means that if that thing is important, it should be consistent, it should be going on. So if it fails, it can affect others too. That is why even the more busy you are, that is the more you should pray. So you say, what do you mean? How does it work that if I'm busy, I have busy schedule, I can still pray? Now, in every business, there are entry time. For instance, you wake up in the morning, as you brushing or as you prepare to take your bath or your shower, you can pray. Whilst even in the bathroom, you can be playing a music of worship or praise, and then with your mind, you can be worshiping the Lord along as you take your bath. As you brush your teeth, you can be praying. As you sit in your car, if you are not the one driving, even if you are driving, you can play worship song along, and then you can be singing, worshiping, or blessing the Lord, or praying as you're driving or in the vehicle to work. At work, at your free time, you can pray. When there is no customer, you can just, it's just, prayer is not need driven or demand driven, it is a relationship. So you can even have a rich fellowship that surpasses the traditional prayer we know. And actually, the religious traditional prayer we know is not prayer at all. When people have a special time that they say they prepare themselves, make things look religious, they feign themselves to get themselves into kind of emotion, and then they sit quietly and begin to spend time. That is great. That is great, because prayer should be long and intense. But it does not mean that you should have these 10 special places you pray, which is also important, but then it should not become a custom or a tradition so that there are places you cannot pray. So, God is not an object of worship. Like we see some people that worship demons and stuff and engage in satanic worship and activities. They cannot worship anywhere except in their shrine. But God is not a shrine. He does not live in a certain place. He lives in you. So if he lives in you, he's with you everywhere you go. So you should be able to pray everywhere. At home, at the kitchen, at the bathroom, at the worship, even at the toilet, everywhere in your car, everywhere. When you are shopping, you can pray everywhere. It's just a matter of focusing on the Lord and then thinking about the things he's done for you. Even as you shop, it can be a worship moment. Whilst you thank him for everything you pick. Say, Father, thank you for granting me the grace to buy this. Thank you for this soap. Even the manufacturer. There are so many things to thank the Lord for the people you meet. So even if these are not the objects of focus, you can just bless the Lord as you walk along, as you sing, as you walk through taking paces. So prayer is a life we live. It is not a special ritual we do. And if you make it this way, you'll be very effective. And in fact, you can realize that you can pray better and have better relationship with the Lord more than the traditional prayer, because most of these things are observed by people that are often religious, and they do that in their secret. They walk out, they think that, oh, I've been able to pray for this minutes or hours, and they are excited. They get out and they act as if there is no God in their lives. But when you cultivate a life of prayer, it is a powerful way of taking your God with you everywhere you go, in all you do. So as you're about to start work, say something to the Lord. As you're about to enter the classroom, enter the office, attend to that patient, attend to that customer, say a word of prayer. Before you sit on your seat, say a word of prayer. As you sit, say a word of prayer. When you are less busy, say a word of prayer. Prayer, make it part of you. Make it like the breath you breathe, because it is the most important thing in life, because relationship is the most important thing for the human society and for creation, and prayer is the most important as far as our relationship with the Lord is concerned. So you should depend on it like you breathe. You need God in everything you do, and often the most important areas that you need God are some of the things that you may assume, the areas you may assume you don't need God because, I can just simply make that decision. But you don't know the effect of such decisions, and you don't know the impact of prayer. It's a spiritual world. There are spirits everywhere. So you should not think that, I left this place, I'm now heading to this place. It's this category of people that are there. So, it's only children that are in the classroom. No, there are so many things that happen. Sometimes it's amazed the temptation we are delivered from, the troubles we are delivered from. And it's amazed that with a little issue, you can just get into trouble that can destroy your entire life. But by the grace of God, we have divine intervention all the time. So don't take anything for granted in life. Don't take the children you meet on the street for granted. Don't take your classroom for granted. Don't take the people you work with for granted. Don't take your patient for granted. Don't take your customers for granted, your clients. Don't take your spouse for granted, because the lady you're working with might be something else that you never imagined. So make every moment of your life prayer, and they can be influenced to turn to something that you can never imagine, which they might be innocent anyway. The devil is always looking for a loophole. So you should always condition your atmosphere with prayer, so that the presence of God is all the air you breathe. And then at every time you can be making decisions and impact that will be the most significant, that will be driving purpose, and then in the end it will yield the results that is excellent. So make prayer part of you, and then God will be part of your life.